Oh hey, it's Wes. And today it's time to talk about the Godox AD-B2 accessory flash thing. I don't know what this is. Hit the B-roll. The Godox AD-B2 is designed to take two AD-200 pocket strobes and combine them into one, which is a pretty interesting idea. I don't know exactly how Godox came up with this, whether it was originally intended when they first designed the AD-200, or if it's something that they dreamt up later on. This is a really interesting product. So, how does it work? You take one or two AD-200s, pull the bulb out, take off the bulb adapter, stick the bulbs in there, just like so, and snap them on the back. Once you do that, the AD-200s now act as one, assuming that you have put them in the same group on the same channel, that is. And now that you have this on one unit like so, you have, in theory, twice as much power. In practice, you have more than twice as much power because of this lovely reflector right here in the front, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's start with the categories, stay organized. Number 1, build quality. The AD-B2, if there's one thing to know about it, it's that it is inexpensive. The plastic on this doesn't feel amazing, and it's largely made of plastic with some metal in the front on a giant heatsink. And honestly, it's a little bit bigger than I expected for something that just basically connects two things together. Interesting advantage of this design though, unlike an AD-600 or AD-400, when you're using the LEDs or when this thing gets hot, it doesn't turn on a fan. There is no fan in here. It has this advantage because there's a big old chunk of heatsink metal right in the front of this guy. And that's kind of the expense of the size that you have here. It's quiet. As far as outdoor usage goes, I would not recommend this with any precipitation whatsoever. You can see there are huge holes right in the top of this guy, and you can see right into some of the internal circuitry. So put this back in the bag as soon as you feel some droplets on your bald head. Or however it is that normal people feel rain. It would be nice if Godox had included some more convenient way of packing this device. So on eBay, I ordered this Bowens cover, just so that I don't have to take the bulbs out and worry about them. Just snap it on, then we're safe. I'll put a link to that in the description. Super cheap, super easy. In case you were wondering, the light modifier, the default modifier from the AD-600, which I forgot to turn on over there, does not fit on this. Not sure why, it's got these extra little ridges. It will fit almost any other Bowens mount device though. Then on the back, talking about protective devices, you have the contacts generally exposed. I'll throw this in my flash bag. I haven't had a problem, but I just feel like having all these exposed contacts and holes in this. It's funny. Godox tends to ship random little pouches with a lot of their stuff. This one didn't come with one. It actually would have been pretty convenient in that case. So over long-term use, as I've had this for a while, it has held up well, so I can't complain too much. Although it does feel a little bit thrown together, it's held up perfectly fine, so 7 out of 10 for build quality. Feature set. This one, as well as later on in value section, a little hard to gauge because what do I compare this to? Essentially, this device is a feature of an AD-200 or two. So any feature that it has is kind of just gravy because it gives you extra capabilities. So one feature would be the Bowens mount. Another feature would be when you combine the two AD-200s together, you don't just get twice the power, because this is nice and reflected, you get slightly more than twice the power. And when it comes to the LED lights, it's not even close to twice the power. It's way more than twice the power. There are two 20-watt LEDs on this thing, and I often use it for my side light. You can use it for a main light. If your studio isn't super well lit and you don't have like a double, triple diffuse softbox, it's pretty easily usable as a modeling light. These lights are pretty fantastic. And you can control it in 3 levels, whereas the default Fresnel, depends how French you are, front on one of these things only has 2 levels and both of them are more or less useless. Also, once you attach an AD-200 to one of these, you have easy interoperability with the Godox flash system, so that's great. The included handle, as a feature, I find sticks out a bit too far, often gets in the way, bumps into things, especially when it's compared to the nice linear, continuously variable handle on the AD-400 and 600 Pro. This clicky, plasticky thing just, I don't know, it's starting to get a little long in the tooth as far as design goes. Also, you've got the umbrella holder. It's got a pin to tighten down on that. Honestly, I can't think of a lot of other features this thing could have, other than maybe RGB LED, but that would be kind of stretching out into stuff that this just is not designed to do. Again, hard to give this a rating, but as far as the thing that it is, it's fantastic. Features 8 out of 10. Light quality. Basically, the light quality of this is the light quality of an AD-200. So that is decent color consistency, okay flash power consistency. It's not like a 400 or 600 Pro or, you know, some pro photo device. It is a little on the lower end of price. So flash quality isn't top shelf, but it's still great, still pretty reliable. What does bring the score up is the quality of these LEDs. I love the light that comes off of these things. It is very clear, very crisp, and since you can adjust each on 3 levels, you essentially get 6 levels of brightness to play around with, if my math is right. So I'm going to say the light quality of this is 8 out of 10. If it was just the bulbs on this, I might only be a 6 or 7, but I love these LEDs, as I mentioned before, 8 out of 10. Value. I think you know what's going to happen here. This thing costs 60 bucks. $60. You've got some powerful LED modeling video lights. You've got a more or less rugged construction, universal Bowens mount, tons of versatility. That's simple. Value for this thing is 10 out of 10. I have no idea how they sell this thing for 60 bucks. Don't tell them, but I would pay more for this. Alright, let's wrap this up. So that gives us a 33 out of 40. What does that mean? I have no idea. It's just a number. But let me tell you what I really think about this. I love this device. I wouldn't call it a primary device of any kind. I put this in my bag because it can replace so many other things if something goes wrong. These AD-200s are super versatile. If, say, my AD-600 goes down, I can slap these two on here. It approximates what the AD-600 does in a pinch. Not 100%, but it's there. If I need an LED light, say I forget my ring light or the ring light doesn't work, or I need more light in the room, LEDs, boom, they work. I always have extra batteries for the AD-200s, so they don't let me down. If my S-type bracket breaks, which has happened before, this one takes my AD-200, turns it into a Bowens mount. Or, let's just say, I need to throw an AD-200 on a light stand, boom, easy peasy. If I'm going into a situation I don't know exactly what I need to do, and I can only carry so much stuff with me, I might just take this and some AD-200s. Maybe I'll just use the AD-200 on its own, maybe I'll combine these two. So, what I love about this is the versatility it affords me. So I highly recommend this. If you have an AD-200, especially if you have 2 or more, pick one up for 60 bucks. I got a link in the description for this. You can pick it up a few different places. But I find that a lot of people don't even know this thing exists, when it can do so many things for you if you're an AD-200 person to begin with. If you liked any of the pictures that you saw here, you want to pixel peep them a bit, links down in the description. If you want to buy one of these things and you want to send $1 or $2 to my channel, use the affiliate links in the description. If you want to help me shovel out my driveway because I just got home from vacation and then we had 30 centimeters of snow, feel free to stop by. But until next time, go take some photos.